Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Myra from Low Carb Love, and today we're gonna be making a chorizo. Bomb. If you don't know what that is, it's just a queso with chorizo. So if you don't eat chorizo, you can also use ground beef or sausage, or even without the meat. So we're gonna get started. I'm gonna show you how easy it is to make. I am gonna be doing one version that's a little dirty, which will be using like the Velveeta cheese. I like this one. And I will also be making half of the other. So we're gonna be making it in here. So half we're gonna make the Velveeta and half we're gonna be making it with the just regular Mexican cheese, which is the bag that I buy from Costco, just a little Mexican blend. And anyway, I'm gonna walk you through everything. So let's get started. First, we're going to cook our chorizo. So don't ever put like raw chorizo into something like this because obviously it's not cooked. And it is pork. So this one here is the premium pork, and it says longaniza, which it doesn't have as much fat in it. So this is the one that we're gonna use. It's the same one that I use for my skillet, the chorizo skillet. Super bomb. So let's go ahead and get cooking. So we're going to cook this first. Okay, and you want to take off the casing because you're not eating that. Just not eating that. So just pull it out, and you're gonna cut the little casing on it. And cut both. So as you can see here, it is very simple to take off. Okay, so just do that. Boom, it comes out all together. And we'll do it for this one too. And we will put it on the stove. Okay. Okay, so now that we take the casing off, let's go ahead and cook this on the stove top. We're just gonna cook over like medium high heat. I would say for about 4 to 5 minutes, but I will give you the exact time. Okay, so as you can see here, this is nice and cooked. This probably took about a good 5-6 minutes. And you just want to make sure that it's, you start seeing it brown because, you know, that's just an indicator that it is fully cooked. So we're going to set this aside. So we're going to start off with this jalapeno Velveeta cheese. So, you know, if you guys don't like using, because of course this cheese is processed, if you don't want this version, I'm gonna divide this like I said, and we're gonna make the other version, okay? So let's start off here just so that we can, you know, we can get going. So we're just gonna finish cubing this. And I actually got this idea from Laura. She is a friend of mine on Instagram, and her handle is Keto is the Way to Go. I saw it on a reel that she created, and it looked absolutely delicious. So that's what really gave me the inspo to create this. So thanks, babe. Okay, so we are going to just set our cheese aside, and we're going to cut our onion. You can just add the raw onion. It will be fine because it'll cook obviously on the stovetop. But if you want to have a little bit more flavor, add a little bit more flavor to the dish with the onions, then you will just saute them until translucent, okay? Okay, now I have our tomato. And then we have our jalapeno. If you are afraid of jalapenos because of the spice, take out the seeds. That is the trick. You take out the seeds and it's like you're eating a bell pepper. Chop this little guy. Oops. Finely chop it. Okay, so I used 2 full jalapenos because remember, they're not spicy. And then I used 1 tomato. It was like a good, probably like a large tomato. If they're small, then just use 2. And then a half of like a small to medium onion. Of course, that's to preference. If you don't like onion, then don't use it. Okay, so let's go ahead and put this aside. And then we have our cilantro. And I'm just going to just do like a little rough chop. Again, if you don't like cilantro, don't worry about it. But in my opinion, cilantro is life, and you would definitely be missing out on, you know, on a good flavor. So Okay, so now we chopped up all our veggies. We have our cheese chopped. Now, I personally love sauteed onions, so I'm gonna saute about half of them, and then I'm gonna use the rest raw. You can either saute all, leave them all raw. It's really just personal preference, but I wanna give it a try with some sauteed onions. So I'm just gonna take a little here. I love the smell of sauteed onions. So let's go. Okay, so you could have sauteed these onions before the chorizo, but obviously I didn't do that, so I did it after. And now we're just gonna toss it in there. Okay, so we're gonna start by placing our Velveeta cheese into, let's say, this section. We're gonna do half. It's going everywhere. Okay, so we have a little divider here. That looks about right. That should be good. Okay, so we have our Velveeta cheese here. And now, let's say you don't have it or you don't want to eat processed cheese, whatever the case is. So you can shred your own cheese, but what we have right now is shredded cheese. So we're using the Mexican blend. And what you're gonna do is get 2 cups, but it has to be nice and packed. Okay, so here we are, 2 cups of cheese. This one you leave it as is, nothing more. But on this one here, you do need to add some heavy cream. Okay, and we're gonna do a half cup. Okay, and we're just gonna pour that over. Okie dokie. Now we're gonna put it over the stove and let it bubble. And then I will show you the next step. Let's bring our cheese over here so you can see how it's looking. Okay, so we have the Velveeta cheese here, and then we have the homemade version here. Okay, so you can see beautiful, creamy deliciousness. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, and just so you can see this one here. This one's also, we're gonna add the chorizo and then the toppings, and then we're gonna put it back in there so that we can just let it all bubble and like marry together. This chorizo, obviously if you made the whole thing, would just go for 1, right? But we are splitting it in half because we have two different types here. So we will put our chorizo here. And we're gonna be fair. I'm gonna kind of layer it. Obviously, it's all gonna get mixed together, so it doesn't matter how you organize it. I was just trying to make it look pretty. But here we have our jalapenos. Then we're going to do our tomato. This could actually be like a dip that you just leave like this because it looks so pretty. But I just want to mix everything together. And this is obviously gonna give your queso some texture. Okay, it's looking beautiful. Okay guys, so now that this is all organized, let's put it back on the stove, and then we're just gonna let it bubble, and then we're gonna mix it. And then I'll show you. It's kind of heavy because it's a cast iron skillet. Okay guys, so Nati's gonna join me for the taste test.
Hi,
it's
guys.
Her favorite part, like it is mine. So this is the final product. We have the Velveeta on this side here. So I don't know if you can see the texture, but I will mix, I would just kind of go through it so that you can see. So this is like, a bit of a thicker texture, but I think it's delicious. I think it looks amazing and creamy. It's nice and thick. So that's what we have here for the Velveeta. And this one here is the one made with the cheese and heavy cream, okay? So as you can tell, this one is a little more, it's not as thick, but of course, let's go ahead, let's do it. Nati, grab some pork rinds. We grab these at our local Costco. You can get any brand. Ready, Mama? Which one should we taste first?
No, that one.
This one here? Okay, so let's,
tiny.
I think so. It's a little small. What are you thinking? Which one do you think you're gonna like?
I don't know.
Well, you're gonna have to give your opinion. So we'll do the shredded cheese first. Ready?
Cheers.
Cheers. All right, guys, here goes. What do you think? Wow.
Oh, that's good.
This is the bomb. This is delicious. Oh my goodness.
I can taste everything.
You can taste everything. You can taste the chorizo, the cilantro, the onion, everything. I just need to make sure. Okay. All right. Now we're doing the Velveeta. Wow. I'm really impressed with this.
It's delicious.
Okay. So now, this one is very, very, very creamy. Cheers. Of course it's good. It tastes kind of like nacho cheese. The mouthfeel it gives you is like, it kind of coats your whole mouth with like,
creaminess.
kind of like cream cheese, huh?
Yeah.
Almost like a cream cheese coating. You cannot taste the chorizo as much on this one.
I feel like you can taste a little more in this one than you can in this one, but this one is still really good.
Yeah, it is really good. So if you love Velveeta, of course you're gonna love this. If you're trying to stay more natural and obviously use up what you have in your house, I think the one made with the Mexican cheese and the cream, heavy cream, that's where that would be my personal preference, just between the two. But I think that both are phenomenal. Remember, you can also use ground beef, you can use sausage. We ended up using the longaniza, which remember does not have all the fat. So I think that made a big difference too, right? Because if not, you would have like a big coat of grasa, like of fat right over the top.
Like you can see
a tiny bit, because this has the natural cheese. But if you were to use the chorizo, then it would leave basically like a whole layer of fat. So anyway, just wanted to kind of, you know, give you guys those little tips so that you guys make the decision on what you want to make. But honestly, either one is gonna be perfect for the holidays. We have, you know, Thanksgiving, Christmas, Halloween, all these things coming up. So this is the way to go, right?
I feel like you could put these instead of making little monster eggs. You can put this inside of it.
Oh, the
devil eggs.
Oh, the deviled egg.
Yeah, instead of you.
All right, guys, thank you so much for joining us on this video. I hope you enjoyed this recipe. I am telling you right now, you have to make this. This is probably one of my favorite dips I've ever made. So when you make it, make sure that you tag me so that I can share your recreations on my Instagram stories, because everyone likes watching them as well as me. Don't forget
to give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe, and turn the post notifications on. That way you're notified every time we post a video.
All right, guys, but for sure, I'm posting 3 times a week right now on Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. We're putting out new recipes every week, so make sure that you do have those post notifications turned on. And until next time, we love you, and we will see you on our next video. Mwah.